The following is the PowerPoint presentation created by Janet and Bob Lawson as they presented their article at town meeting, Concord, Massachusetts, in May 2014, asking the town of Concord to divest from fossil fuels, which passed overwhelmingly. Houston, we have a problem. When Commander Jim Lovell spoke those words from Apollo 13, everyone in ground control sprang into action to solve that urgent crisis. Now we have a problem. Climate change is threatening the life support systems of spaceship Earth, and we need all hands on deck to solve our own urgent crisis. Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, we humans have warmed the Earth 0.8 degrees Celsius, mainly from the burning of oil, gas, and coal. That seemingly small amount has already resulted in record wildfires and floods, droughts and devastating storms. And those who are suffering most are those who are least responsible. World leaders have agreed that civilization cannot tolerate the stresses that would result from a rise of more than 2 degrees Celsius, a rise we are projected to reach within 30 years with business as usual. Fossil fuel companies right now have 5 times more CO2 in their reserves than we can burn if we are to stay below that 2-degree red line. Yet it is in their business plan to burn it, and they spend $1.6 billion every day exploring for even more. Instead of leading the transition to clean energy, fossil fuel companies have used their tremendous financial resources on lobbying to block action, on misinformation campaigns to cast doubt on the science and confuse the public. Article 40 is a proposal for Concord to be a leader in mobilizing action on the climate crisis by passing a resolution to divest from fossil fuels. Divestment is a proven strategy that has been used effectively to solve large-scale problems when other solutions were being blocked. Vested interests are blocking climate solutions. This is not about starving the fossil fuel companies of funds. This is about mobilizing the grassroots to counter their political power. If we pass this resolution, it will support efforts for statewide divestment. Incidentally, all 5 Democratic candidates for governor support fossil fuel divestment. Article 40 is a resolution, not a bylaw. It is advisory. It can only urge our boards to divest. You can be sure that our investments will be safe because our financial officers remain in control and we can trust them to implement this resolution wisely. With that in mind, Article 40 asks our officials to take 6 actions: take an assessment of Concord's investments in fossil fuels, sell any direct holdings within 5 years and not buy any more, and, where the funds are commingled or pooled, notify the fund managers that Concord asks for divestment. We also ask our town to support initiatives for divestment at the state level, to send copies of this resolution to all our elected representatives, and to report back annually. It is estimated that only 2.5% of Concord's pension fund is directly invested in fossil fuels. If our boards do revise their investment directives, these 5 to 7-year bonds are what would be sold over 5 years. This resolution does not ask our boards to unwind Concord's share in commingled funds. There are too many complications to make that practical. Our request is simply to send a message to the fund managers that fossil fuel companies should be removed from their portfolio. This message alone has power. If we pass this resolution, Concord will join 22 cities, 23 religious organizations, 9 colleges, and 19 foundations. It's a growing movement. People are demanding action on climate. Divestment isn't scary. Holdings in oil, gas, and coal are not required for a diverse and profitable portfolio. Numerous studies have shown that the risk of screening out fossil fuels is negligible. Fossil fuel stocks are scary. Because only 20% of proven reserves can be burned, these companies are overvalued. There is a carbon bubble, and no one knows when the race for the door will begin. It's not hypocritical to vote yes on Article 40. You can vote yes tonight and still drive your car. Right now, we are all dependent on fossil fuels, and we will stay that way until we loosen the stranglehold of the fossil fuel companies over our government. The climate crisis is too big to be solved by personal choices. It's a systemic problem, and only systemic policies can solve it. We have all we need to solve the climate crisis right now. Everything except the will. As the mayor of Seattle said when he led his city to divest, we're the first generation to see the effects of climate change and the last generation who can do anything about it. He's talking about us, my friends. We're the children and grandchildren of what has been called the greatest generation. What will we be called? What will our legacy be? This is our only home. Let's shed the denial, the apathy, or whatever it is that's paralyzing us, and express the strong shared purpose that our situation demands. Purpose as strong as Houston's Mission Control and the World War II generation. Purpose strong enough to beat business as usual. We should pass Article 40 as a call to action from the town of Concord, because these folks deserve it.